is compliant. Test scripts. You need to look at test scripts. I hate. I'm gonna say this right now before I get into this one. I absolutely 100% hate scripts. Completely, like, I hate them. From, like, working at from doing freaking tech support to doing a whole lot of other shit. It's like, no. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be a game script or a, what, but, yeah. I'm one type of employees who is impossible to replace. See, I used to be in one of those work really, really hard to, like, try and become harder to replace and whatnot. But I've come to realize that, sometimes it's just not worth it. I boss on the fireman response, never. Point with the joke. But you ever, but on one hand though, I can also understand, like, if that you're really good at your job and they don't want to lose you. I do get that though, but, like, at the same time, it's like, come on. Like, I think I was leaving work earlier today, and I don't know what those lifts are that you use to like put people on roofs and stuff. I don't know what kind of lift they are, but I know when I was, like, leaving work earlier, we had some contractors getting onto our roof through one of those, and I was like, huh. And then I'm like, I kind of feel bad because it's hot as shit outside. I don't know how, like, you guys who work on roofs and all that other shit, or, like, going in attics in the summer. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, that that has to be super fucking uncomfortable. I don't even like when I have to walk for, like, 40 minutes outside under the freaking summer heat. I don't even like that, but I can't imagine being on a freaking, like, a metal roof or whatnot. Like, what the hell? Y'all built different. Be able to contract gigs. Build the weather and mass ability to proprietary software. Yes. I love that. I love that so much. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, a lot of older, like, games and stuff with, like, really old code, I have a feeling that a lot of times they're like, some things don't get fixed because they probably at some point let go of the guy who wrote said code programming for the stuff. And because there's multiple ways to do something when it comes to programming, to my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And they don't really want to mess with the code because they don't entirely know how it was put together and what reasoning it was written the way it was. millions a year, but I'll have a terrible attitude. Honestly, the way I look at it, if someone's being a dick, they're asking for the attitude. I'm not a. You're not there to be a floor mat. Certain fire-related incidents are not allowed to have a job anymore. Man, did you commit arson? Working in hot areas, you get used to it. Do you? Because I'll admit, I grew up in New York, and then I moved to Virginia for like a couple of years. And I don't think I ever remotely got anywhere near adjusted to temperatures down there. Like, I honestly think there's such a thing as, say, getting used to, say, like, Florida heat. Or, yeah, I guess Florida might be more humid, isn't it? Florida might be more. Yeah, like, I can't even imagine working in those kind of temperatures. Like, I could never. That's so nuts. Yeah, I can understand why they run so hot, but like, holy shit. Let's see this thing. Want me to follow the test script exactly? First thing. No, you didn't commit arson? Okay. That's valid. So I work in QA. Oh, so we got quality terms, which basically means I get paid to break games and write detailed essay about why it broke. Oh my god, I would love to be I'd love to be a game tester. That's something I'd love to do, even if like I could never do it like often. That thing would be something really fun to do. One day, my lead sends out a message. From now on, stick strictly to the test script. No deviations, no exploratory testing, just follow the document as written. Oh my god, my brother, my brother, listen. If you don't go do exploratory testing, there's gonna be a lot more fucking bugs in the launch. What do you mean, no? Why are you like this? Now, this goes against the golden rule of QA exploratory testing, where you catch the truly nasty bug. But hey, you want stricter compliance? Fine. The next day, I'm testing a new patch for a third-person action game. The script says, Step 12. Jump on a platform and pick up the health pack. Okay, sounds simple enough. So, I do exactly that. I don't move left or right, I don't run into nearby enemies, and I certainly don't check what happens if I fall off the platform. I just jump, grab, pass. Later, a developer gets a bug report from another tester about a soft lock, where the game becomes unplayable without restarting if you pick up the health pack while aggroing a nearby enemy. Turns out it's a critical bug. One happens to 1 in 5 players who aren't robots following the script. The dev asks why I didn't catch it, I just forwarded the manager's message back. No deviations, just follow the document as written. Next thing you know, we're in a meeting. I send the tone shifts to, okay, from now on, feel free to do exploratory testing where appropriate. Uh-huh. That's what I thought. I love this for you. Just give them that taste medicine, and of course, when there's a bug like that, let's go. Teach them a lesson that sometimes you need the testing inside. You could be on the floor for like 15 minutes at a time. You had to get out of the hide. That sounds like one of my friends that they worked in a they do maintenance for some really like brick ovens, I believe they said they were. In that they could only work in certain timelines and they had to go out. They did maintenance for them. Yeah, I'm content. Like, even though I will complain about 90-degree weather, like, I complain about it, but I would never want to be anywhere where it's like 120, 130. Like, keep that away from me. I don't want it. I want nothing to do with that. You can keep that temperatures to yourself. Communicate to set all guests must sign in. So I made the CEO wait in the lobby until security approved him. Oh my god, I have to do this one. I have to. We got to do this one. If only just for my little security card. They said all guests must sign in. So I made the CEO wait in the lobby until security approved him. So, got new visitor policy next week. Email is bolded. Underlines that all guests must sign in and wait for security clearance before entering. No exceptions. Or front desk. Normally executives just walk through, but hey, the email said what it said. So when the CEO came in early for a board meeting, smiled and started heading for the elevator, I handed him the clipboard and said, "Sorry, sit. I need to sign in and wait while I call it in." He looked at me. He was confused, maybe a little amused, but sat down. Security took their time, full 10 minutes. Then next morning we get an email. Use discretion for executive level visitors. I mean, at least he didn't like bitch him on about his policy that they wrote. Like, I've noticed that when it comes to like CEOs and whatnot, that it can be very different from company to company. Or I know I've worked with a couple higher level executives that I know would absolutely have a whole fit over something like this, over with that kind of policy. And then you got the kind of like this guy who kind of was just like, yeah, okay, maybe we should word this better, but they're not gonna get all pissy about, the guys just trying to do their goddamn job. And then you have the guys who just are just gonna laugh it off and still have a problem with it. Well, I am reminded of a time we had some guys from the client's head office come to where I work. It was like for an annual meeting or something. I can't remember the exact context of it, but I remember that their badges and like employee information and all that stuff had not been put into our system in any capacity. So this guy shows up, and freaking coming off the right off the bat, he's late. He's like 2-3 hours late. But you know what? I get it. Traffic happens. And depending where you're coming from Michigan, I can kind of see why you could easily get behind schedule. But here's the other thing. This man only had his driver's license. He didn't have like any like employee identifying information or whatever. And it's like, look, I'd love to let you in, but as much as I know, you can just be blah 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 from Timbuktu. He got so mad that I just wouldn't let him walk in. He was so pissed. 10 out of 10 would do again. If he wants to be a goddamn fucking fruitcake or a goddamn donut, fine. But I'm not getting yelled at for accidentally letting somebody in that doesn't even have doesn't have their employee badge. Like, no, you can have someone that either from our fucking office that knows you confirm it, or have one of your cohorts who are already here tell me you are who you claim you are. Because I ain't dealing with that. No, fuck no. Jesus, fuck. Don't do security, kids. It doesn't pay well and it's too much of a headache. Each said all complaints must be in writing, so start sending a daily log. That one sounds fun. You put out yourself. We'll do HR. HR said all complaints must be in writing. So I started submitting a daily log. Every single thing. The HR department sent out a new policy. All complaints must be submitted in writing. No exceptions. They said they were tired of hallway gossip and untrackable reports. Oh no. The company gossip. Oh no, the horror. So I started writing them. AC was freezing. Complaint. Someone left dishes in the sink again. Complaint. Microwave fish at 11:47 a.m. Or report with timestamp. At first they thanked me for taking the process seriously. By the end of week 2, I was averaging 17 written submissions. By week 3, I got a meeting request. Yes, but use discretion and only support reports significant issues. They reminded them of their policy, no exceptions. They send providers to reasonable and substantial concerns only. I still file one complaint a week just to make sure the process works. Do a security job. You work here? No. Stay the fuck out my building. That's basically it. Basically, just like I find that so wild that this goddamn executive did not bring any identify information, any like ID that would identify him as that he worked for the fucking company. Especially when you're going like 3, 4, 5 hours away. Like I would make sure at the bare minimum I would have that kind of information on me. It's like on the rare occasion I accidentally leave my I forget my freaking guard license. And the off chance like I leave my bag at home or whatever by some fucking reason. Because I still have a copy of my damn guard license in my freaking phone. I have a copy of it in my freaking coat, my freaking wallet. Like, you keep copies of that stuff. Like, come on now. Be so for real. Should know better. Especially when you know that there is you guys literally have paid security for the building. Like, please. Be so for real. I will admit though, he did not find it so funny, but his fellow I don't know if it was his wife or whatever. Well, the thing is, they're family run, so I'm not sure if it was his wife or whatever, but she was fucking cracking up so bad. He was getting so when he was so angry that he wasn't being let in because he didn't have his freaking employee badge or freaking his little identifier. It was so funny. Yeah, you could be yeah, I am VP. I am a VP. Okay, as far as I, you could be a goddamn vice president of fucking Walmart. You be the vice president of goddamn Lowe's. Ollie's. I could care less if you're a goddamn vice president, you can be goddamn president of the United States. I ain't letting you in. I don't have that authorization. Fuck that. Yeah, because oh yeah, I'm a VP. Yeah, anyone could say that. Like genuinely. And sometimes I don't think people realize that. And that a lot of people get the biggest stuff. So it's like, yeah, you could say you're a VP and everything, sure, but if you don't have the information to back that shit up, you're just a person on the street. Like, okay, and where the contractors are nicer than freaking corporate people. Like, what the hell? It's dumb. Her HR is like us. They try not to be seen or heard. I think another thing that people don't realize with like HR is they go, yeah, they have this policy and this policy, but the thing is, at the end of the day, they're there to protect the company. They're not there for the employee. Granted. There are there's some HR there's some good HR people. I'm not gonna deny that. There's some good ones. But a lot of them, not so great. They're terrible. Like I don't remember her name right now. I want to say I think her last name was Jackson. Well, whoever the HR person of who I worked for or whatever. At one point, they were trying to you're building a case against my supervisor. Oh, yeah, HR sword lawyers and lawsuits. Yeah, pretty much. And at one point, there were my boss at one point because something had happened or whatever, and told me to gave me the okay or whatever to leave the site or whatever. Which, admittedly, looking back, was against protocol, but that's side the point. I didn't get the heat for it because the girl keeps receipts. So turns out I get a message, like later the next day. Or I guess I should say a call from our company's HR being like, "Hey, so this thing happened. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, so and so, my boss, gave me the okay that I could leave and do this thing." And she's like, "Well, can I get a copy of this and whatnot?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I take little screenshots of the messages, put it in my email, make it all look nice and pretty, so I know to go send it off. And then next thing I know, about 3 months later, he gets fucking canned for time fraud. Which, on one hand, bruh. I find it so wild that he committed fucking time fraud of all the things he could have done. Because I've said this before, like, where I work, in general, is very chill. The people, the building and workers I work with, they're very chill people. So I'm like, you're going to choose to commit time fraud. I mean, God, if you hated the place, yeah, I kind of could get it, but bruh, come on now. Lawsuits. Yeah. Yeah, because then, if the word lawsuits starts getting thrown around, then I have to go worry about roping in legal. And they don't want to pay legal. Because who knows how expensive that's going to be on their pocket. And I can understand why they hate it in your field of work. I completely understand why, because I can understand it can be very, very expensive. Depending on what's going on. Something was kind of lame. No. No. This is not alleged. This man was clocked into the system without being on site. As I found out from the corporate HR that he was not at the building, as well as the warehouse workers. So he was definitely committing time fraud. Thing was a worker on construction site got fed up, took company vehicles to a college, sold all the company tools, went and spent money at a club, crashed vehicle drunk, and just quit before the company got word. I mean, I gotta give him credit. He quit while he was ahead. I gotta give him that. Got fired for a coworker who got fired for consistent clocking in 5 minutes before he actually badged into the building. I mean, that one is kind of because I know that, like, my job has a 5 minutes before we have to be in the first to be clocked in. But the thing is, the moment like we're on site, let it be parking lot or whatever, is technically the start of anything. Granted, we can't really just report properly until we're actually clocked in, though. Is this one? No way. You know what? We got a Karen. We're gonna grab the Karen. Which, if any of you guys got some, like, retail stories of Karen bullshit, with preferably a Karen getting their just desserts, I'd love to hear them, because I fucking hate Karens. Which reminds me of something that I had a little person show up for an interview last month for work. That they had interviews scheduled and everything. And then their mother showed up with them do their interview. Yeah, like their mother did. And for some reason, she thought that she would be able to talk and answer the questions and whatnot for her kid, for her newer to the workforce child. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Then, this same night, 2-3 hours later, I had another come in. They're like, hey, yeah, we have an interview at 10 p.m. Look at the time, 9:45. Okay, cool. I don't speak very much English, but I don't think too much of this at the time. Because a lot of times, it's like, oh yeah, you need an interpreter, you need a translator. Cool. You tell us, the company puts the money, hires them for the session, and whatnot, for legal reasons. So, bring them both in or whatever, because it was raining when I did one person stuck waiting outside. Nothing that heartless. So, took them inside, I'm settled in the little visitor lobby area that we have. And then proceeded to hear screeching voices of person being angry that they can't legally interpret for their friend. Being pissed. I was like, yeah, we will hire a third party to handle this over just some friend of yours that you know. I don't even know like why they thought that'd be a good idea. Like, is it like do they not think that they're not even going to get a chance at the interview if they don't speak English? Like, I don't understand. Do they think that if we don't like say if they only speak like or mostly speak French, that they don't think we can just that we'll just hire somebody to translate for them? I don't get it. So weird to me. So weird. The customer is always right. Heck, to work in retail and had a classic Karen who always demanded to speak to the manager, no matter how small the issue. One day, she insisted a shirt was unsealed even though it clearly wasn't. She made a scene and that customer is always right. My manager told me to give her what she wants exactly how she says. So, eyeing up a sale, we'll follow store policy. Any overrun price means no returns, no exchanges. I made sure to circle it on her receipt, explained it slowly in front of the line she caused. She came back in 2 days later trying to return, and also when I remind her that she's always right about the price, so the final sale stood. Manager backed me up 100%. And MaliciousCompliance is not hitting today. There's not very many good ones right now. What's the equivalent of a Karen? Sure. The neighbor and the fire drill don't come back, so I went home for the day. Sounds promising. The customer is always right in matters of taste. Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, and I swear that, like, there's so many that it's like, oh yeah, it's this and that. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, yeah, you can, it's like, yes, you can buy this really gaudy, bad looking thing, and I'll still sell it to you. Oh, absolutely, same. I hate it so much. It's like it's like blood is thicker than water, which is a really, really backward shortening of that quote. Because something more like the blood of the covenant is thicker than the waters of the womb. Which has a pretty different translation interpretation versus just blood is thicker than water. With the full context, it's something completely different. See, I think we need to stop shortening quotes to begin with. Like, bring all the quotes back in their full glory. All the quotes. No shortens, just big quotes. Let them learn, let them deal. Even perfectly fine. Well, what do I know? Instead, if you leave during the fire drill, don't come back. So, I went home for the day. Alright. This will be. Why would you leave during a fire drill, though? Frequency? It's one of my favorite quotes. Sometimes. We had a fire drill at work last week. Before it started, the announcement came over the PA. If you leave the property during the drill, don't bother coming back. It was 2 in the afternoon. My box was quiet, meetings were done, and my car was parked 2 blocks away. So the alarm went off, and we all filed outside. I just kept walking straight to my car and drove home. Next day, my manager asked why I left. I said, they told us not to come back if we left. He blinked for a second, said nothing. I was just following instructions and enjoying an early end to my Tuesday. I mean, yeah, I'd be down for that. Mm-hmm. Scientifically, blood is thicker than water is still accurate, though, since blood is technically a syrup. Okay, listen, I didn't need that. I didn't need that information in my brain now that blood is technically a syrup. What the fuck? What do you mean? How is this syrup? What the fuck? I need explanation on this. Like, how is blood a syrup? Like, how? How is this syrup? Because that makes no sense. But I think syrup, I'm like, oh, I think like maple syrup or sugar syrup, simple syrup. But why? How is blood a syrup? I don't understand. Blood the cone is thicker than water, so it basically means bonds you choose are more important than the bonds forced upon you. Yeah, 100%. 100%. For sure. Because I mean, like, what is it? Like, the thing is I don't even really, like, talk to my blood relations. So, like, and even then, like, I'll talk to, like, my sisters, but, like, that's it. Because me and my mother are not on speaking terms. My father's kind of, well, didn't need a shovel for that. And then I made some. How do I put it? I made some not so great choices in my youth that contributed to them not talking to me anymore. But you know what? It's fine. I get it. I understand why. So I just like, okay, I'll just build bonds the other way I can. And just build a whole new support network. And then that's what I did. And eventually, I got my shit together. It's not perfect. I don't think it ever will be. But it was progress. And you know, if that's how they want to be, like, okay, that's fine. Fuck you too. Not the eating kind. From a science standpoint, any water-based liquid that is thicker than liquid is a syrup. Wait, from a science standpoint, any water-based liquid that is thicker than liquid is a syrup. So anything thicker than water is a syrup. Am I understanding this correctly? That makes sense. Oh boy. Thicker than water had typing issue. Oh yeah, that's what I thought you were going for. I wasn't entirely sure. Alright. I'm scared. We're gonna do this one. Oh, this one has a mature thing on it. Alrighty. Guess we're about to be in for a ride, I guess. Sure. I can tell them everything. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see. This syrup you heard in here. No. Milk is not a syrup. Absolutely not. I am not indulging that one. Milk is not a syrup. I will fight on that hill. I can tell. About 10 years ago, I worked in state government doing child care inspections. Oh boy. This one scares me. I don't know where we're going here. We worked closely with another department who investigated allegations of child abuse and neglect. For the first few years, my boss was very warm and engaged towards me. She seemed like she wanted me to succeed. She asked me to write a grad school recommendation letter. I was 30 at the time, she was in her early 40s. Then she asked me to have lunch with her son, no bad pictures, interested in criminal justice like me. So I said yes, to be kind. Fast forward to 2016, elections came around, and inevitably she got wind of my political views. I don't talk about this stuff at work, so she only found out what side of the aisle that I'm on. That changed everything. The micromanagement, passive aggressive emails, constant enforcing rules that was never done before, etc., etc. Anyway, a call to investigate an abuse allegation. The director of the child care facility asked to see a video submitted to the state as evidence. I told them they had to submit a written request for the video as was state regulations. The next day, she asked why I didn't show them the video. I told her it's a state regulation for them to do paperwork. She sent his center director the next day and put me on a PIP next week. Oh god, not the performance improvement plans. Not those fucking things. Or things I swear like rigged against you, I swear. This got out to the rest of the department. I would say about 3/4 of the whole department started ignoring the requirement to the paperwork to see evidence. Myself and my other 5 coworkers who worked directly under my supervisors asked our director to be moved to a different team. This all led to the director, who would have had to drive in from the state capitol, having to sit on every meeting with us and attend all staff meetings. Needless to say, my boss backed the fuck off for a while. 3 months afterwards, got my current job making twice the salary and make my own schedule. Almost feels like I got treated like an adult at work. I think she lasted another year or two before she was gone. People make things hard on themselves for no reason. Well, I feel on this one. How I feel. Because I don't think it's really. One hand, like, yeah, definitely do need to, like, keep the paper trails or stuff like that. Like, I get that, but I can't imagine if they're not, like, filling out paperwork for, like, to be shown, like, videos to people and stuff. Like, what else isn't being done? Like, what else isn't being followed? Because I understand legal paperwork is really annoying. I get it. But at the same time, I also think that, like, we don't. If if you're not like doing paperwork for like that, just that small stuff, I can't even imagine what's not being done, what's not being filed, what's not being filled out, what's not being filed away correctly. How many paper trails are lost because things weren't record or weren't recorded properly? Like, I don't get it. Makes makes me very queasy. My brain did not like that. My brain did not like that at all. Oh boy, that's the first yawn. Too early to be yawning. The stupidity people. What the fuck kind of title is that? Oh, fuck out on bricks. Sure. This is great. Oh yeah, we can go with this one, I think. Breaks for most places done. Most breaks for most places paid. Fuck out of this. Why yes, I will gladly comply. My former small company was bought by a much bigger one. When this happened, our time management system changed to a new one. Nothing extraordinary here. The new system, however, had a major flaw. It subtracted half an hour of mandatory break every day from your hours, but you could not manually clock out for longer breaks or the system would break. Oh my. However, I was taking longer breaks on Sundays. This is common before, and I and my colleagues had approval of my supervisor for it. So, with the new system, I could not clock out from my breaks properly. It had to be manually adjusted each day. I told my supervisor about it, and he told me to go to HR and let them sort the system out. I went to HR, explained I had approved to take longer breaks, and asked how to use the system correctly. I got this exact reply in writing. Don't clock out your breaks, the system works automatic. It was clear from the phone call which ones it was don't take breaks longer than 30 minutes, but that was not what was written. I answered and thanked them for the clarification. You malicious compliance. I did exactly as I was told. I took long breaks every single day, but the system only ever counted them as 30 minutes. On some days, I took like 2 or more hours of breaks and went to the city from the office to get some ice cream or do some shopping and never did use more than 30 minutes of time for it. My overtime hours were going so high that I was ordered to take multiple days off to compensate. This went on for about 2.5 years until we were sold again in the new set, and the new system sadly did not have the same flaw. I mean, if they don't fix their fucking system, that's on them. Yeah, like I was pretty sure breaks were supposed to be paid. Like I know like lunches generally are not paid. I know I get paid lunch for my job, but that's also because I'm not allowed to leave the site, so I'm always on the clock while I'm there. But man, I mean, I can't fault it though, because I admittedly, there's something about if I came in that kind of same situation, I would do the exact same fucking thing. Like, okay, you don't want me to clock out for them? Okay. Like, holy shit, man. Oh dear, I feel the sleepy's coming.